Hello, everyone. Tina Hogan Grant here. Here I am again doing my once a month chat that I like to do with the readers and just connect with you guys and see what you're up to and just have a nice hour of chit chat. So if you're online and you can see me and hear me, pop in and say hello. Want to see some people, and we'll get started with my 1 hour chat. Maybe an hour, see how far we'll go. But let me know if you can see me. Pop in, say hello, give me a wave, let me know where you're from. It is Friday afternoon here in California, 3 o'clock, nice and sunny, blue skies. And Leisha's here. Hey, Leisha, how are you doing, my dear? What have you been up to? Lisa Murray is here. Leisha Haney is here. Hi, ladies. I'm glad you can join me doing my regular chat that I like to do once a month, just to connect with you guys and let you know what's going on with the group, what I've been working on, all the good stuff. Sometimes bad stuff, but lately it's been good. And we have a Facebook user. She must be in my group. Let me know who you are. She's doing good. Leisha's doing good. But next week is Thanksgiving. We're 6 days away. So I hope if you're going to be with family, friends, hope you have a really good afternoon, good day, lots of food, lots of eating, lots of cheers. Diane Wright is here. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Karen Geerling is here. Hi, she says. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I just love connecting with you guys once a month, so I really get a kick out of this. Next week for Thanksgiving, we'll be spending some time with family. But I wanted to ask you, is there a favorite dish if you're putting on Thanksgiving dinner? Is there a favorite dish that you just like to cook? Every tradition. For me, I love making the stuffing or dressing, I guess you should call it over here. We call it stuffing in England. But I do like to make it, but I don't like making it in the bird. I actually make it in the crock pot. And that's how I make the stuffing. It comes out really moist. And I love the leftover part. I love eating stuffing, dressing the next day. So I'm just curious if you have a traditional meal or a side dish that you like to cook every year. And if it's something that takes gets my interest, I might even ask you for the recipe. But I see that one is cornbread dressing. Another one is saying mac and cheese. Diane Wright is saying my mom's dressing. Leisha is saying, I'm going to put some of these up before they go away. The stuffing is good. We don't make it in the turkey either. I hear it's really bad if it's in the bird. It's not a good thing. My mother used to stuff the bird, but no, I do not. Filipino, here's an interesting one. Where is it? Here, right here. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. You must be in the group, but we have Filipino food, lumpia. That's interesting. And then we have leftovers. Someone saying, Lisa's saying we have leftover sweet potato casserole. I've never been fond of sweet potato, but maybe because it's the way I'm cooking it. But maybe in a casserole, if I could try that. Do you put something on top of it? I hear that, like, was it marshmallows or something you can put on top of sweet potatoes? I've not cooked it too often, so it's a new one for me, but this one sounds good. So I might be pumpkin pie. Karen says pumpkin pie. I cheat. I don't make my pies. When I did make pies, it was usually my favorite, which is lemon meringue pie. I love making fresh lemon meringue pie with fresh lemons. There's just no comparison to the store-bought. But I cheat nowadays, and Marie Callender's is always a good source. And we get the regulars, the apple pie, the pecan pie. We don't have many friends or family that like cherry pie or pumpkin pie. So those are not usually on the list. We're not a big fan of pumpkins in our family, except for Halloween when we carve them, but we don't do a lot of pumpkins. But I do hear that pumpkins are good if your dogs have an upset stomach. That's something I've heard. In fact, a friend of mine, actually, her dog had a problem with his intestines last week, and she gave him pumpkins and, pumpkin puree pumpkins, and fixed the problem. So I haven't had to use it for my dogs, but I hear that pumpkin is good for the dog's intestines. We have pecan trees. Oh, I would love to come to your house and pick some pecans and make fresh pecan pie. I've never made a fresh pecan pie. Never. One of my favorites too. Lemon meringue pie and pecan pie are two of my favorites, but I've never made a fresh one. Lisa is saying Dutch apple is our favorite. Ooh, that sounds good. The caramel drizzle. I've never tried that either. There's some good ideas here. And this one is Asian skinny egg rolls. They sound good. Is there a dip with those? With the skinny egg rolls? Do you have a dip with those? And then Joyce is saying, I love everything pumpkin. I love cherry pie. I love pecans, but not pecan pie. Okay, I prefer the pecans in a pie. I do like pecans too, but I love pecan pie. I don't know what it is about cherries. I've just not taken a liking to them, whether it be fresh from a tree or in a pie, in a juice, anything with cherries, yogurts, nothing. I just can't touch it. I don't know why. Diane says, you guys are making me hungry. Dip sauce. She's saying the dip sauce with her egg rolls. But Diane says, you guys are making me hungry. Ooh, this one sounds good too. Pecan. See, I'm not a lover of pecan pumpkins, but pumpkin chiffon. Now that's a new one. I've not heard of that. That's a new one. There's all kinds of ideas. Virgie Lane just popped on. Hi, Virgie. How you doing? Anyways, I did want to just kind of see what you guys to make for Thanksgiving. That is next week, Thursday. And today, if you've not been over there yet, Jennifer's groups, Jennifer and Sabrina, are having a fantastic event. It's the third year annual event for the Thanksgiving event. Everything is a giveaway. And this goes on for 3 days. It's a spectacular event. It grows every year. And if you haven't been over there yet, if you're not a member, it's the Tattered Page Book Club. I have a giveaway over there right now, along with many, many other authors. I think she has like 100, 150 authors throughout the 3 days. So be sure to go over there. Like I said, every post is a giveaway. I will be posting another one after this chat, but I did post one earlier today, and I have 2 tomorrow, and I'll have probably one. It will be on Sunday. But it's a fantastic event. They do a really good job over there, and that's how they celebrate Thanksgiving. Next Thursday, I will be posting just some, fun games and things to do on Thanksgiving Day. But I'm thinking that a lot of you, will be with family or friends and pop in, and if you're not, pop in. There'll be games, there'll be puzzles, there'll be jigsaw puzzles. I'll be trying to pop in when I can. But I hope you all have, a spectacular day, whatever you decide to do, whether it be with your fur babies, with your friends, watch a good movie, all have a great time. Someone says, love being a part of Tattered Page Book Club and doing Ashley Carb's post giveaways. Yes, this must be Katie, also known as Ashley Carb. I think you're in there too. But yes, do pop over there. It's a great event. Speaking of events, we do have a few coming up in our group. Next month is Christmas. We have to get through Thanksgiving first, but I'm already organizing the Christmas events because it does take some time to plan and organize them, but I do want to go over those with you. But I did post last week the Christmas ornament gift exchange. That is now closed. So if you have your name down on that, you are already going to be taking part of it. What I'll be doing this weekend is pairing you up with a partner for you to send your gift to, and vice versa. And I'll be posting those in the group probably Monday, because Tuesday's a takeover. So I'll try and get it up there by Monday. And there'll also be guidelines on how it works. And if you were part of it last year, it was a huge success. It was a lot of fun. And basically, we kept the budget for under $10, but you send an ornament, a Christmas ornament, to whoever I pair you up with. And it should be all in the US. There's a couple maybe in the UK, and whatever overseas, I would try and match those up with the overseas ones. So someone, in the US doesn't get stuck with mailing an ornament to England or Australia or whatever, if there is people of that. I know there's a couple of English ones. And that way you don't get stuck with the high prices. So I'll try and keep it where the US or the US, and overseas will be overseas. But they're a lot of fun. And then if you can post pictures of your ornaments and tag your partner so they know that you got it. But I love seeing all the ornaments and just the interaction between the readers. So that's the first thing that's going to be coming up as far as the Christmas event. But it is closed. I can't take any more names on there. So I'm sorry if you missed it, but look out for that. And I will post it to the featured section of the group, so it'll be easy to find. That's the first one. The next thing we got coming up is it'll be, I think, our third Christmas annual party event. And that'll be all giveaways. It'll be a 2-day event. And it's going to be on December the 16th and 17th, which I think is a Friday and a Saturday. So 2-day event, author takeovers for the 2 days. I'll be posting about that once I have gotten the Christmas ornaments done, out of the way, completed. Then we'll start working on the Christmas celebration. So that'll be a lot of fun. This will be our third one. We have a lot of authors. I think at least 50 right now. So this will be a lot of fun. And they'll come in, they'll do giveaways, they'll talk about their books. And yeah, that'll be in the group. And then I'm going to be doing my second annual. I did this last year, and I'm going to do it again this year. It's a lot of fun. And it's the Christmas Gift Bonanza. And it's basically where I take over the group. I did this last year. It was a lot of fun. Take over the group, and every single post throughout the day is a giveaway. I haven't set a date for that yet, but I will, of course, be announcing it in the group. But there'll all be giveaways, and easy to enter, nothing hard. And it's just a fun thing for me to say thank you to the group. So these little gifts for Christmas, and look out for that. So that'll be coming up too in the group. So we have a lot going on. So I'm looking forward to planning all these and getting them out. I want to see who else is here. Renee Simmons is here. I'm putting us some comments. She says that is a lot of authors. Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Lori is here. Hey, Lori. She's at Tattered Page Party and tea time in Maria's Muse. Oh, okay. She has a tea time. That's great. Say hello. I'm going to try and pop back over and enter some of the giveaways in Tattered Page. I haven't been able to go there yet and do that. And I will enter another giveaway. Virgie says she's having dinner with family and friends. That'll be a nice reunion. 15 of your friends and family. I hope you have help cooking and cleaning up afterwards. I prefer to cook versus cleaning up. I don't like the cleanup part of any holiday, whether it be Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, get-togethers we have. I don't mind the cooking part, setting the table and get everything ready. But when it comes to the cleanup afterwards, I don't like it. I try to get my kids to do it, and they're good. They'll do it. They would do it. Virgie's saying new authors. So anyways, that's what's going on in the group. The other thing I wanted to tell you about, of course, is what's going on as far as my writing goes and what I've been working on and what's coming up. As you know, Open Arms finally is gone on to pre-order. Yay, I'm excited. This is book 7 in the Sabella series. It went on pre-order 2 days ago for ebook only. I'm going to try and get the paperback up prior to publication day. Amazon is a pain when it comes to pre-orders for paperbacks because they just won't let me do a paperback until the release day. Publication day is set for December the 20th. Right now, they're only letting me put on ebook for pre-order. But I sometimes, if I'm lucky, Ingram, which is my other printing house, if I get the manuscript to them in time, they will put it on pre-order as paperback. But that all depends how soon I can get the final copies, edits completed. So sometimes it happens, sometimes it does not. But if it doesn't happen, it will be available in paperback on December the 20th. Right now it's going through the second edits with my editor Lulu. She's doing a fantastic job. She did the first round of edits, and it's now in the hands of my reviewers. And as I always say, when I first put a book out there, whether it be with the reviewers or out in the book world, it's always a nervous time, no matter how many books I write or written, because this is the first feedback I'm getting from this book that no one else has seen except for me and my editor Lulu. So very nerve-wracking. So if you're here and you're part of the review team and you started reading Open Arms, just let me know in the comments. I'm just curious if you're liking it so far, or if you happened to started reading it, and just want to get some little feedback. Denise is here. Hey, Denise, how are you? Thank you. She says, congratulations. Lisa says Lisa Murray says she'll be getting the paperback. So I'm excited. Like I said, it is nerve-wracking, but Renee says she'll be starting it tomorrow, but I hope you enjoy it. And like I said, it is book 7 in the Sabella series. And I myself, I'd say that you can read them as a standalone. There is a story contained in each book. But if you want, the entire story of all the 6 best friends, if you want to get the feel and the adventures of all the characters, then it's just reading book 1 and following all the way through. But there are adventures in each book, and I try and give you backstories to what has happened in the previous books, but not everything is covered in each book. So some readers say they like to read it from book 1 straight through. Some say they don't mind, but you can, like I said, read them as standalones, but you will miss stuff if you don't start at book 1. That being said, Denise is saying, here she goes. Sweet lady, happy to make it over a visit. I'm so glad you're here, Denise. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're going to have a good Thanksgiving next week. Thank you so much. Diane Wright, she's saying, was a good read. She has finished Open Arms, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I did today put up the links in Goodreads and BookBub. So if you are in the review team, I haven't posted them in my review group yet, but you can pop over there and do a search and find the books to leave a review. The Amazon one, good old Amazon, you won't be able to leave a review until the book goes live. I have no idea why they do it that way, but that's just the way it is. It's on pre-order, so no reviews can be left. Once the pre-order disappears and the book is live, then reviews can be left. So Tina says she likes to read from the first book. I'm the same way. If I'm going to read a series, I want to start at book 1 so I don't miss anything and read them all straight through. Some people don't mind, but I do like to point out that, you will get, an adventure or 2 in the book, but you're going to miss things if you don't read it from book 1. But anyway, that's the exciting news about Open Arms. Like I said, it comes out December 20th, and I will be giving away a paperback today. But that will not be able to be shipped until publication day, which is December 20th. But I am going to be giving away a signed paperback, so when I get them, you'll get one too. And you'll also get the matching bookmark, the matching, what is it called? A magnet. You'll get a matching magnet. So that'll be given away today. And I'm also going to be giving away some more in Tattered Page Book Club. And up until publication day, I'll be giving these away. So another way to celebrate, right? And as far as the live read goes today, I'm not going to do it right now, but it is going to be the first 2 chapters of Open Arms. And this is the first time that I've actually posted anything about the content of the book, whether it be the chapters or an excerpt. So you are the first to hear me read the first 2 chapters. You're the first to hear it. But I'm going to be reading on paper because I don't have a book. So that's also something different because I don't have the book yet. So that'll be coming up in a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to give up some more comments real quick. Denise, I better get hopping on this series. Yeah, we're on book 7, Denise. Got to get hopping. I do have one more to write, and that will be the last one. But I've taken a little break from the Sabella series, and I actually like taking this little break from the Sabella, even though I was engrossed with, I am every time I write the book. I like taking this break just for a couple of months from the Sabella series and just, step back, go in my mind what's been happening in the books, the events that have unfolded, like some new surprises popped up in book 7 that I never saw coming. And as you know, I don't plot my books. So as I'm writing, things unfold and I'm just blown away sometimes. And there's a few things in book 7 that just blew me away. So it's nice to step back and knowing that book 8 will be the final book in the series. I want to make sure that nothing is left, unanswered. As they say, all the bows are neatly tied, and the reader can walk away feeling satisfied that all the questions were answered, or the unanswered events, or hopefully there's no cliffhangers, but that I, wrap everything up neatly, and you enjoy the series. I do know there's one big surprise coming in book 8, and I've kind of gone over this with a couple of people, but the cover, when I already kind of know how the cover is going to be. So when you see the cover of book 8, which still does not have a title, you'll know one of the surprises. And that's as much as I'm going to say, because it's something that I thought about in actually book 5. So I've now told myself that I will do this, and I think it'd be kind of neat, because I think it's a good way to end the book. And the cover is going to tell you one of the surprises, and it's going to be a fun book to write. But I need to just step back and see what needs to be finalized in the series, things that haven't been answered, and then go back into the series and do book 8. So that's kind of what's muddling in my head for book 8, and of course the title. But the cover, I kind of know how it's going to be, and you'll know instantly when you see the cover what one of the surprises is. But of course there'll be more. So that's as much I'm going to say on that. So we're taking a break from the Sabella series. Per request of my readers, I have started, actually I finished the prequel to the Tammy Mallows trilogy. It's never had a prequel, and I think it always needed one. And I told you when you were here last time that if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, you will get the prequel for free. Now, this was no surprise. When I wrote it's finished, I thought, when I say finished, the draft is finished. The first draft is finished. I still have to go through edits and all that good stuff. But when I wrote Davin, which is the Sabella series prequel, it was intentional, a short prequel just to give you a little background of the series, what to expect, give you a little insight into the characters that will be in the series. And it's like, I don't know, I think it's like 7,500 words, maybe 10,000. It's a very short prequel. So I had in my mind, when I'd write the prequel for the Tammy Mallows trilogy, it'll be about the same size. No, didn't happen. It's about 30,000 words. So that one is a little bit longer, but it needed the word count. It needed the content. But it's an event that didn't happen in the Tammy Mallows trilogy, but it's one that I wanted to include. It's of the early years of Tammy, which is me, which you all know, and it's an event that did happen. And it's Tammy. So this one is about 30,000 words, but if you are a subscriber, you will get it for free. And I am going to make it into a paperback form also. Davin, I did not, because it's so small and short. But with this being 30,000 words, I can make it into a paperback. So the prequel will not only be an ebook, it'll also be in paperback. With the newsletter subscribers, I can only give it as an ebook for free. Unfortunately, if I start giving paperbacks to all my subscribers, I think I have about 3,500 subscribers, that will cost me a pretty penny. So the ebook, if you want it for free through the newsletter, I can give it to you for free when it's launched. But the cover design for that will start in February after the holidays, which gives me plenty of time to write the short stories and get the covers made for those. As far as the short stories go, I started writing those. And these are going to be the short story collection in one paperback. It's not going to be just a short story month, which is what I first intended to do. I think it would be more fun to get a full-size paperback, 250, 300 pages, and it'll have all of the short stories in it. So that'll be one release. It's not going to be all these broken up releases of short stories every month. So those are the two things that were coming out. And as far as the short stories go, you will, if you're a subscriber, you will get some of them, not all of them, free in the newsletter, which I hope you enjoy, but I'm having a lot of fun writing them. So that's what's going on with those. So Tammy Meller's trilogy, short stories, and the prequel. And then, and I want to get those wrapped up by the end of January, which is coming really fast if I look at the calendar, and get knuckle down and finish the Sabella series. That'll be book 8 with my little surprise, one of my little surprises. So that's my calendar. That's what I'll be working on. Once those are all done, then I'll start sharing with you my ideas for the next series. Anyways, so that is what's going on. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I now have a podcast, which I'm super excited about. I mentioned this in the group last week. It's something I've been wanting to do for months now, but time is of the essence. But I finally knuckled down and I finally got it done. And this is the podcast of my cuppa and a natter. So my live chats that I do on a Monday are now available to listen to in a podcast. If you've missed it, or if they're uploaded on a Tuesday, the day after. So if you're in your car or whatever, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can now do that with my cuppa and a natter. So I'm excited about that. And the podcast is available like on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, I think wherever podcasts can be downloaded. So that is a new thing that happened this week. Every chat that I do with an author on a Monday will be uploaded to the podcast on a Tuesday. And I hope I try to get it like Monday night or Tuesday morning. So that is my latest new thing. So if you haven't listened to it yet, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy those chats, as you know. I've been doing them now almost, I want to say 2 years. And I just have so much fun. It's another way for me to interact with readers, meet new authors, introduce you to new authors. And I just really, really enjoy them. Twice a month on a Monday. My next one will be, let me see, when is my next one? November 28th, which is a week from Monday. And my guest for that day is Johnny Bernard. I've had her on before. She's going to be joining me. And I just finished her book, Hannah and Ariel. So we're going to be talking about her latest book. Brilliant book. I'm going to be leaving my review. And another thing I have to do, but I love leaving reviews. But I'm excited to talk to Johnny. That'll be Monday the 28th. Live chat. We'll be talking about her book. So I hope you can join us for that. Denise says, I hope your live chats, thank you. I hope your live chats don't go away. They're not going to go away. I will still be doing them in live video chats. I like doing the videos. It's just another way for readers to hear the chat, because not everyone can make it on a Monday. We all have lives. And it's just another way for readers to catch up if they are miss a live and they happen to drive into work or have a commute for an hour. Oh, I'll listen to Tina's podcast that I missed last night. So it's just another venue to reach out to you and another way for you to connect with me. I want to, here's another one that read. Alicia's read it. It's a great read. She loved it. So I'm excited to have Johnny with me. That'll be a week from Monday. And then Tammy is here. I didn't see you before, Tammy. She says she enjoys the chats. I really do enjoy them. And the good thing is, as of now, I am booked up with live chats until July of next year. So the chats aren't going anywhere because I'll have a lot of disappointed authors. But if I tell them, no more chats, sorry, I got to cancel. So no, we have plenty of authors to meet, plenty of good times ahead of us. As of now, I'm booked until July. So the show is not going anywhere. So, okay. So that was my podcast news. Let's see. What I'm going to do now, I think it's time for the live read. What do you think? Are you ready? Denise, bless you. Thank you, Denise. Are we ready to hear the first chapters of Open Arms? I do want to point out one thing. I mentioned before, this is a series. This is book 7. And I, as the writer, say you can read it as a standalone. But if you have not read any of these books 1 through 6, and you're one of the readers that do like to read from book 1 and do want to follow all the characters, and you don't like any spoilers, then I'm just going to give a heads up. There are a couple of spoilers in the 2 chapters I'm going to read. So if you prefer, and I've no offense taken, if you prefer to mute me because you don't want to hear the spoilers because you've not read all 6 books, that is totally fine. But I do want to just give you a heads up, a couple of spoilers in these 2 chapters if you haven't read books 1 through 6. So I am going to read, someone says, I am going to read chapters 1 and 2. First time I've read this book to anyone, except for my editor, and my reviewers have it. So I hope you like it. And it's still going through edits, but it's readable. All right, so this is chapter 1, Open Arms, book 7, the Sabella series. And this book, like a lot of the books in the Sabella series, are written from 2 points of view. This book is written from Claire's point of view and Travis's point of view. And chapter 1 is Claire. So here we go. This wasn't just a honeymoon for me. It was also a much needed alone time with Travis and to wrap my head around what had happened at our wedding. I've been numb ever since the horrific incident and couldn't talk about it to anyone, not even Travis. He tried to talk to me and console me, but I've been pushing him away, remaining silent and telling him I'm not ready and can't talk about it just yet. To avoid thinking about it, I've been able to keep myself busy by spending time with Travis's mom, Caroline, getting to know her better, and working diligently with Travis on the children's home, which we named Open Arms. Our hard work has finally paid off, and we'll be officially taking our first group of children after returning from our honeymoon camping near Yosemite. I can't believe this is happening. It's been a dream of ours, and we've worked so hard to make it come true. It's definitely brought us closer together. Through all of the difficulties and from spending so much time working together, I've discovered we make a good team. It didn't go so well in the beginning as Travis was recovering from his accident and suffered from fatigue and mood swings. But as his health improved, so did his attitude. And working with him has been wonderful. I know Open Arms will be a tremendous success. Since our wedding and the death of my brother Davin, the days have been good because I've not allowed myself to think about it. But the nights have been bad. It's been almost 2 weeks since that dreadful evening at our wedding reception, and I've woken up every night in a sweat, screaming, reliving the death of Davin, and hearing the gunshot when Davin shot Slater just before my brother died. I try to stay up as late as possible because I don't want to close my eyes. When I do, I fear the nightmares will return. I try falling asleep in Travis's arms, feeling his embrace and scent, hoping that feeling the security of him and his arms around me will fend off the terrible dreams. But it hasn't. Travis has begged me to talk about it, but I just can't. Where would I begin? I tell myself I'm happy that Davin is dead, but am I? And then there's the anger I have when I think of my parents. I trusted them, and they broke that trust with their lies and the way they deceived me. Their actions crushed me, and I don't know if I can ever trust them again. I picked up my phone from the nightstand next to my bed, where I had been lying for the past hour checking the time. Travis had left an hour ago to get some ice for the ice chest and fill up the truck with gas. As soon as we load everything in the truck, we'll be getting on our way and beginning our road trip for our honeymoon. We have no reservations and plan on just winging it along the way and setting up camp when a place appeals to us. It was already 8 a.m. and Travis wanted to be on the road by no later than 10. I shook my head and tried to pull myself out of the depressed state I found myself in. I'm about to leave on my honeymoon with the man of my dreams, and I refuse to let the ghost from our wedding day destroy it, I told myself. I managed a slight chuckle when I heard Tilly's bark with joy from the living room when Caroline, Travis's mom, asked her if she wanted to go outside. After I heard the front door close, which told me I was alone in the condo, I pulled myself out of bed and hopped into the shower before packing the last of my toiletries for the trip. When Travis returned, I was sitting on the edge of the bed, putting on my jeans. He entered the room wearing a huge smile and came and sat next to me, lifting my spirits immediately. I loved him so much and knew that when I was ready to talk, he would be there for me, just like he's always been. He wrapped his arms around my shoulder and pulled me in. Hey, wifey. That was my new nickname since our wedding. We have a full tank of gas and ice is in the ice chest. I'm going to load up the truck. Are those all the bags by the door? I nodded while I stood and buttoned my jeans. Yep, that's it. And all the camping gear is in the spare room. Travis stood and faced me, resting his hands on my shoulders. You had another nightmare last night. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm sure when I'm snuggled up to you in the tent under the stars, I won't be having any bad dreams. Travis squeezed me and gave me a long, drawn-out kiss. That's my girl. Come on, let's get out of here. You're the only person I want to spend time with for the next week. That's chapter 1. So now I'm going to read chapter 2. Travis. I'm worried about Claire. She's good at putting on a front and pretending everything is okay. But I know her well, and she's hurting. Her eyes don't lie. They are the windows to her soul, and I see only sadness which is tearing at my heart. I don't want to pressure her to talk to me for fear I may push her away, but from experience, I know it's the only way she will heal. She needs to let me in before the loss of her brother and the severed relationship with her parents destroys her. I refuse to just sit back and watch the woman I love bear so much pain and heartache and try to handle it alone. I'm here for her, and always will be, just like she was there for me after my accident. I grabbed 2 of the bags by the bedroom door and left Claire to finish dressing when I saw my mom and Tilly at the front door. Tilly raced through the condo after her morning stroll, barking at our bedroom door until Claire let her in. Hey, Mom, did you have a pleasant walk? I asked. My mom looked at me with love seeping from her eyes, what I never tire of looking at. I've only known her for 10 days, but I feel like I've known her all my life. Thanks to Claire and Jill, I got the best wedding present I could ever dream of. When they found my mom, invited her to our wedding, where we met for the first time. Over the years since I first found out I was a foster child, I had often wondered what my mom was like. My whole life, I felt like an outcast with no sense of belonging. Thanks to my amazing wife, I no longer feel that way. And my mom's feeling of guilt, which has haunted her most of her life, for giving up her only child, are subsiding and replaced with happiness after being reunited with me. We are still getting to know each other and have 30 years of catching up to do. But we're off to a good start. It can only get better from here, since she's accepted our invitation to be the nurse at Open Arms and live with us full time, instead of returning to her life alone in Seattle, where she's been a nurse for several years. I'm so proud of her and notice that I get some of my strengths from her. After allowing her life to spiral out of control after giving me up, she turned to drugs and alcohol for escape and successfully turned her life around and got her nursing degree. Now she'll be able to help other children in need at Open Arms with her skills. My mom turned her head from where she was fixing Tilly's food. Yes, it was a wonderful walk. What time are you leaving? As soon as we've loaded the truck. I'm going to take these bags out and then be back for more. My mom nodded. Do you need a hand? No, you just watch Tilly. Make sure she doesn't escape. I laughed. After giving Tilly her food, my mom followed me to the door and opened it. Thanks, I said, heading down the hallway to the elevator. When I returned for more stuff, I found Claire in the spare room putting more bags by the front door. How you doing? She looked up and gave me a weak smile. I'm okay. I can't wait until we're on the road. She pointed to the things by the door. Those are ready to go. I stood before her and gave her a caring smile, placing my hands on her shoulder. We're going to have a fun time, okay? This will be good for you. It'll be just you and me for an entire week. She smiled. I know. I love you so much, and I love you. I stood and grabbed some more stuff. Claire quickly followed and filled her arm. I'll help you, she said, following me out of the room. After we loaded everything in the truck, including an ice chest full of food and drinks, we joined my mom in the living room where she sat with Tilly on the couch watching TV. Okay, Mom, we're ready to go. You're in charge now, and you have Slater's and Sabella's number, right? Yes. You text them to me, and they're on my phone. Will you have cell phone service where you're going? I'm not sure, but just in case we don't, I wanted you to have their numbers. We'll try and call you every day. Don't worry if we don't. It's probably because we have no service. My mom waved her hands. Tilly and I will be fine. Don't you worry. Now go have an enjoyable time, and I'll see you next week. Claire leaned in and hugged my mom. Thank you so much for everything. Oh, you don't need to thank me, Claire. After what you've done for me, it's the least I can do. It's been a long time since I've been able to call anyone family. She smiled. That's what you and Travis are. Family. I hugged my mom. Yes, we are, Mom. We love you. We were on the road by 9:30 with me during the first part of the drive, while Claire studied a map on her phone of our route. If we take Interstate 5, then the 99, and then hop onto the 41, it's 400 miles, she told me, glancing at her phone. Once we're out of LA, we can find a place to eat. What do you think? Sounds good to me. Hey, do you want to check out Sequoia National Park? Depending on time we get there, we can probably find a place to set up camp or get a motel room. It's on the way. Claire's eyes lit up, which made me smile. Yes, I went there many years ago. Her smile quickly disappeared before she continued. With my parents and Davin. We were just kids. kids. He was a normal kid back then. I think I was around 10, maybe 11. Davin must have been in his teens. It was the first time Claire had mentioned Davin as a childhood memory. I kept driving, looking straight ahead, hoping she would say more, but she only had 2 words. Damn him, she hissed, flopping back in her seat. I decided not to pursue it or pressure her with questions. This was a delicate and emotional time for her. I needed to allow her to release any thoughts at her own pace for her to hopefully move forward. But the fact that she mentioned Davin within the first 10 minutes of our trip was a good sign. I had a good feeling about this trip. My gut was telling me Claire would return home in a much better state of mind than where she is now. It's my turn to save her. There you go. Chapter 1 and 2. So I hope you like that. Let's see. And that you enjoyed it. So that gives you a little intro to chapter 1 and 2 and the Sabella series, book 7. What is this? I have spam coming in. Oh, Lord. People get a life. Let me see if I can block them. I just did. There we go. Okay. So, thank you. I got some loves it. And Lisa says, wow, yes, I love both chapters. They are great. Lisa Murray, awesome. Can't wait to read it. Thank you. Thank you so much. And if you've read books 1 through 6, then you already know what's going on with the books, what happened in the little bits that I've mentioned. And if not, I hope I didn't spoil it too much for you. Denise says it sounds yummy. It's a good book. I enjoyed writing this book. And again, there are a lot of twists and turns, a lot of surprises. One for me was huge. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to give away. But I was really happy when it unfolded. And I hope it surprised you as much as it did me. But I'm not going to say any more. I really don't want to give any more away. But that is chapter 1 and 2 of Open Arms. I hope you enjoyed it. And I can't wait to bring the final book to you. Janae says she definitely loved it. Joy says, thank you for sharing with us. Virgie says, I can't wait to read it. The other thing, like I said, I will be giving away a copy of Open Arms. I don't have one to hold up to you. And if I'm a new author to you, I will say, even though I'm giving away Open Arms, which is the official book I'm giving away for my chat, you're more than welcome to pick any other book from the Sabella series. It doesn't have to be Open Arms. It's just one I'm offering because it's the latest one. But if you haven't seen the covers, I am going to hold them up. This is book 1, Slater. You can pick any of these. That's Slater, book 1. Eve is book 2. And you can pick any one of these. Claire is book 3. Jill. You know, the funny thing is, it's supposed to be one book when I wrote this series. Jill is book 4. All of Us. Is that right? Yeah. All of Us is book 5. And then this one came out earlier this year. Vegas Bound is book 6. And I don't have Open Arms in a book format yet, so I can't hold it up for you. So you can't see that cover, but many of you know what it looks like. But you are more than welcome to pick out any of the books from the series. If you only have books 1 through 2 or 3, or if you haven't started the series yet, and you want to start at book 1, you can pick that one too. So it doesn't have to be book 7. You're more than welcome to pick any other one. The other thing I like to do on this chat is give some shout outs to authors like Johnny Bernard. She's going to be joining me on my next chat. I also like to let you know what I'm reading right now. This one is what I'm reading right now. It's by Tracy Stopler, and it's The Ropes That Bind. I just started it last week. Very intriguing book, very emotional, extremely emotional, but I am enjoying it. But this is what I'm reading right now, and I will be leaving a review. I have 3 reviews to leave right now. But this one is what I'm reading, Tracy Stopler. So thank you, Tracy, for sending me this book. I'm enjoying it, and I will be leaving my review shortly after. I shouldn't say shortly after. I tend to get behind in my reviews. I'm sorry to the authors. I really am. But I will get to it. Johnny's is going to be up before I do my chat next week, and I'll try and there's another one I have to do. But yes, Tracy Stopler, I'm not sure she watches my chats, but I'm reading your book right now. I posted it in the group. Janae says she loves that cover. So that's what I'm reading. There we go. I also leave this session open to any questions. Any questions you have for me, whether it be about my books, about the group, anything you want to ask, this is the time to ask me. No pun intended, but I am an open book. So if you have anything you want to know, this is the time to ask me. Other than that, there is one other thing. Oh, I know what it is. Open Arms comes out, like I said, publication day is December the 20th. And I will be listing all these dates in the group because there's a lot of events going on in December. But December 20th is publication day for Open Arms. The book will be live, it will be in the book world, and it will hopefully have good reviews for my reviewers. But that is also, whenever I have a book published, that is the day, no matter what day it is, I take over my group. I will be in there all day. I like spending time with my readers and talking about the book, reading excerpts about the book. And I also do giveaways all day. And that is my way. That is how I like to celebrate my book birthday, book publication day, is by giving back to the readers, because it's because of you guys that I write. You give me tremendous feedback. You share my work. You talk about my work. So my way of giving back is when I have a book published, I do giveaways and go live and just spend the day with you. So December 20th will be, I have no idea what day that is, the top of my head, but somehow, some way, it'll be a takeover with me because it's publication day for Open Arms. And I do this for every book. Every book is what I do. And there'll be trinkets, there'll be book giveaways, there'll be gift cards, whatever I feel like giving away. If I'm in a good mood, there'll be a lot of giveaways. It's very rarely I'm not in a good mood, so expect some really fun giveaways. I'm looking at some questions I want to just answer. Here's one. I'm sorry, your name's not popping up, but it says, who is your favorite character? If it's from this series, the Sabella series, it's really hard because there's something I like about all of these characters because they're different in so many ways. Like let me just close it. But like in Jill, I love her spunk. I love her cocky attitude. Sabella, I love, oh, wait a minute, go down here. I love, she's classy. To me, Sabella is just classy. But there's something I like about all of them. But if I'm going to be, whenever someone asks me that, for whatever reason, Jill is the one that comes to mind. I just get a kick out of Jill's personality and the way she doesn't hold back. She's got spunk. And I like that description of her. Many readers have used that word for her, spunk. And in Open Arms, she again surprises me with some of the things she does. And whenever Jill pops up in the pages, I just get this, here she is. What are you going to do now, Jill? So not necessarily my favorite. Well, I guess she's up there as a favorite, but she's just a fun character to write. Jill is. So I'm going to say Jill. Yeah, let's say Jill. And if you've read the Sabella series, I'm going to ask the same question to the readers. Do you have a favorite character, whether it be the male or female? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious now. That's a great question. I'm just going to go with the Sabella series. So it's only for the people that have read the books. Which is your favorite characters out of the 6? Just curious. So obviously you have to have read the book. So that's a great question. Thank you so much. And Denise is asking a question. How many books in total are you planning for the Sabella series, or are you letting the characters decide for you? Well, I try to stick to a plan, and it never seems to work. My plan was to write one book and just call it whatever it's going to be called. But like you said, the characters tend to take over. And my plan as of now, and I'm really, really, really gonna try and stick to it, is next book, which is book 8, is going to be the final book in the series. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Number one is I could probably write about these 6 best friends for quite a while. You think of the series Friends that went on for how many years on TV, and all the adventures they had and the close-knit friendship they had. And it went on for years and you never get bored of it. And I could probably do the same thing with the Sabella series. But as a writer, I'm ready to move on and start afresh, start a new series. I had this idea for a series and it's been in my head now for almost a year and I'm anxious to write it. And I told myself that I'll never ever try and write two series at the same time. I tried it with the Tammy Mello trilogy when I was in the middle of starting the Sabella series. And a lot of authors can write more than one book at one time, totally on different subjects. And I commend them on that, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. When I was writing the Sabella series, all of a sudden I see Tammy's name popping up, and no, I can't do it. So I'm ready to end this series, and I really have to take control of my characters and tell them, look, in book 8, this is it. This is your final say. This is your final word. So whatever you need to do, you better do it in this book because it's not going to happen. So that is my goal. And if I come back on and say, well, there's going to be a book 9, I'm determined not to let it happen. But you'll know who lost if that happens. But I can see this being the final book, and mainly because I in my mind, I haven't talked to my characters about this, but in my mind, I know how the series is going to end. And if I'm able to end it this way, then yes, I won, and it's the last book in the series. I'll let you know when it comes closer to the time we write in that last chapter. So that is a great question, Denise. Thank you. Thank you for that. Tina says, there's something about Claire that reminds me of myself. So it's so hard to choose just one. Claire is an interesting character. She's gone through a lot. Her and Travis have gone through a lot. They have a lot of emotions that they've shared with each other. And what I like about Claire is she's outdoorsy and she's tough. She has this shell around her and she doesn't take any crap. I'm going to say crap. But she's a tough cookie, and you'll learn more about her in the book that's coming up, and I'm going to leave it at that. But yes, she's a special girl. Lori says, so far, they don't listen. You can see if they... True, but I need to put my foot down, or I'll just walk away and see how they like that. I could try that, right? Just walk away. Tell them I'm not going to write anymore. Tammy says, good luck. I'm determined to win this battle. And I think you'll like this next series. I found some more questions that I want to put up. Laurie says December 20th is a Tuesday. I'm glad you pointed that out to me because I'm going to have to cancel my Takeover Tuesdays. I'm moving to a Wednesday. I'm going to make a note of that because I have Takeover Tuesdays in the group. So we're going to have to make adjustments for that one. Thank you, Laurie, for pointing. It would teach me to look at my calendar a week before the event happens. So thank you, Laurie. I'm going to now get to business on making that work. Darlene has a question. Are the female or the male characters the hardest one for you to write? I'm going to say the male characters are harder to write because I have to get inside the male's head. I mean, the female characters is easy for everyone. But then again, the characters do talk to me. But I do have to have the dialogue, come as a male character and not, sound like they're female. So I think for me, the male are the hardest, even though they do talk to me. I do tend to write the dialogue slower. And I try to get into the head of a man as how they would say it. And the movements of a man too. A woman will cross her legs, a woman will fold her arms. Not too many guys are going to cross their legs and talk with their hands. And so things like that I have to pay attention to. And the way that a man greets another man is different from the way he'll greet, a friend, a female friend. So there's little body languages that I have to pay attention to. And especially with the characters, I got to get in my mind, how would Slater greet Travis, or how do they sit at the bar? So that, yeah, I'm going to say a male character is hard in this series is hardest. Denise has another question. Are you still considering your series, which was to be set one book in every state? That is on the burner. That's going to be a lot of work. It is not the series that's going to be coming up. That one I do want to do. It's one that I would have to be ahead of the game to write it, because right now I'm releasing a book every 6 months. So that's 2 books a year. And if there's 50 states, that's, I can't do my math right now, 50 states, 2 books a year, that's a lot of years to cover this series. So in order for me to do this series, I need to have, 5 or 6 books all ready to go so I can release in a time frame of like every 3 months. But it's something that I diligently want to do, and I have a lot of drafts written for this series. But it's going to take a lot of organization and a lot of planning. But yes, I still planning on writing it, but it's going to be take some organization. But it'll be happen. I can't say when, but it's something I really want to do. It's a series that takes place in every state, and each state has its own story. And they're not going to be 250 page books. It'll be kind of the Sabella size books, which is doable to write and turn around in 3 months if I stay off. If I stay off Facebook, that's a challenge too in itself. Karen is asking me, how is Toby? Toby's doing good. I think he has a stash of food though, because for a while there he was coming by every single day, maybe sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Now I'm seeing him maybe every 3 days. So he's not coming as often, but I think he's stashing his food for the winter. That's what I'm thinking. But he's doing good. He's putting on weight too. He's eating well. And I'll try and snap some more pictures of him. Sometimes, he'll be there. My camera's across the room. My phone's across the room. So sometimes I just can't get that picture. But Toby's doing good. And so are the rest. I saw another question I wanted to ask. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Oh, here's another one from Denise. Virgie says, Fat Squirrel is taking over. Yes, he so is. Has Gordon influenced your America? Yes, he has. I'm not going to lie. When I write Travis, not so much Slater or who's the other one? Ricky. I got to say with Ricky reminds me of someone I knew back in England. And he has all the characteristics of someone I used to work with. He was a waiter. But someone I used to work with in England, Ricky has all those characteristics. I wouldn't say he's immature. Well, he's a little bit immature. Ricky is. He loves the video games. There weren't video games back then, but just his mannerisms, and he's not so serious. He's a laid back kind of guy, and that's how this guy was in England. Ricky is based on him, but Travis, when I write Travis, I can see, things of Gordon in there. As far as Slater goes, I'd have to think about Slater. Slater's a mix of a few male people that I know, men that I know. But Ricky and Travis, I can definitely see, some of where they came from. Tina's asking, who is your favorite couple to have written about? As far as the couples goes, I'm going to say Travis and Claire, because of the challenges they faced. And when you read this next book, more challenges, of course, but I like the way the history is unfolded, and everything that's written in the prior books, what you'll read in Open Arms, it all kind of comes together. And when I started writing Open Arms, I didn't plan any of this. I didn't plot any of this. I just sit there and wait for, sorry to get this off. I have the series on. I didn't plan any of this. I didn't plot any of this. I just sit there and wait. I did know that this book was going to be about Travis and Claire, just because of how the series is unfolded. The last book was Jill and Ricky on their honeymoon. So, of course, it was going to be, the other two. And it was just Travis and Claire. But as I was writing this book, things started to unfold and that I never saw coming. And it all made sense from when you read about Claire in, I don't know, book 3 or whatever it was, Travis and Claire. The things that you learned back then and the things that you learn now, they're all kind of in connected. So I really liked how these connected with the early history of these two. So I think that you'll enjoy Travis and Claire. I really got a kick out of writing about them. And of course, in the last book, which is book 8, it's going to be, of course, Sabella and Slater. And of course, there'll be more surprises. That's all I'm going to leave it at. The honeymoon, Sabella and Slater, let's leave it at that. So look out for that one. And I, again, do not know what's going to happen in the book, except for the ending. If I get my way, then yes, oh no. I want to put this up. I have a squirrel that lives under my porch and comes out every day. Oh, Toby's ancestor or cousin. Do you feed him? Do you put food on your front porch for him? You got to put pictures up. I'd love to see pictures. Was that the picture? Oh, no, that was Barbara Miller. Was that Barbara Miller's? No, that was somebody else. Barbara Miller, I think it was Barbara Miller, put a picture of a Toby cousin in the group today in snow. But yeah, I'm a squirrel lover now. Toby, gets his fame on Facebook. So do my dogs. My dogs are sleeping right now. They're being really good. Anyway, I'm looking at the time. It's after 4:00. There's one other thing I want to do, of course, is the giveaway. And that I'm reading comments as I'm trying to touch you. I'm sorry. Lori says, I'm going to put up some of these comments. They make me laugh. Lori says, who are you kidding? Get your way with them. Well, I'm going to try, Lori. I'm going to try my best to win the battle with the characters in book 8 and be able to finish the series. And we'll leave it at that. And I will let you know after book 8 is written whether or not it's the last one. I'm going to say it is, and I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm not going to know until I've written the last chapter in the series. But I'm going to say it now. I'm going to keep saying it until I'm finished writing that book 8 is the last book in the series. And I hope that Jill, Slater, Travis, Ricky, and the others, who did I forget? Claire, Sabella, are all listening, because I'm putting my foot down. It's the last book in the series. Book 8. All right. I hope you enjoyed the live read for Open Arms. Thank you for listening. And the giveaways. Number 1 is, of course, Open Arms paperback. And it is for the people that are watching me live. This is how I do my giveaways. If you're watching live, you are entered in the giveaway. Signed paperback of Open Arms, plus the swag, which I don't have yet. It's being printed, I hope, as we speak. It'll be the bookmark and it will be the magnet. So those are the giveaways. But like I said, if you want to pick any other book in the series, book 1 through 6, then you're more than welcome to choose one of those. The other giveaway, I'm going to do 3 giveaways. I'm in a good mood today. So when I'm in a good mood, I like doing giveaways. The next giveaway is my Tammy Mellows mug. Haven't talked much about Tammy Mellows or the trilogy because right now Open Arms is getting the spotlight. But I am giving away a Tammy Mellows coffee mug. And if you already have one and I happen to pull your name because it's a random drawing, they'll make a great gift. So if you happen to win a second one, keep in mind it'll make a great gift. So that's giveaway number 2. And then giveaway number 3 is a $5 Amazon gift card. So those are the 3 giveaways, and I will announce them later in the group. Oh, before we all go, my next chat, my next 1-hour chat was supposed to be, I say was, December the 16th. But it's not going to happen because that is our Christmas party event. So because 16th and the 17th are the 2 events, the 2 days Christmas event. So I won't be doing the live chat. I'm going to be doing it on the 30th. So it's going to be 6 weeks until I do my cup and another cup. What is it called? Live tea hour with Tina, I think is what it's called. That'll be on the 30th. We're going to skip the 16th, but I'll do it on the 30th instead. And that's the day before my birthday. My birthday's on New Year's Eve. So we'll do a birthday celebration too. So kind of early. But so that will be my next chat with you guys, a solo chat. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. And thank you for listening to me read. And I will see you back online on Facebook, Instagram, wherever we hang out. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, guys. Mwah. Bye.